Hello everyone and welcome to the Transit Nomad family. In this London visitation guide, I'm going to be sharing ambient city footage of Lancaster Square, Chinatown, Trafalgar Square, and the area around the National Gallery of Art. Before we get started, I'd like to let you know that I'm in London for a couple of weeks, and at the end of this trip, I'll be recording my final verdict video comparing London with other cities to help you decide if you should visit, while also saving you lots of time and money with practical tips on how to get the most out of your trip. This will be an exclusive video, but you can easily gain access to it by subscribing or donating any amount on buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad. With that being said, let's begin exploring the streets of London. Right now we are right in the heart of Lancaster Square, which is a pretty famous spot in London. I'm looking at the monument of William Shakespeare. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who that is. Just in case if you don't, this is a very famous poet, and we are looking at his monument. It's also a fountain. It was going just a couple of minutes ago. Right now they turned it off, but it might start going in just a minute or so, and we're still gonna be walking around this little park anyway. So let's begin our tour. In case you have not subscribed, please make sure to do so. Now is the perfect moment. Actually, it's never a bad time to subscribe, but I don't always remember to remind everyone to do that. Lots of benches, very beautiful shade, nice flowers, very welcoming environment for people, no cars. I always keep mentioning in many of my videos that one of the things that make a good city is when there are no cars. Like you can see, this area is close to cars and people are relaxing here and they are enjoying, chilling, socializing. And I think it's a lot better this way. And that's what I love about Europe. By the way, in case anybody is curious, I'm originally also from Europe, but from Eastern Europe. I grew up in Ukraine, in Kiev, and then I moved to the United States because I had the American dream, and that's where I built my business. And then after a while, after years of living in the US, I started traveling and exploring the world. And so far, I've been to Asia. I've also explored many different countries in Europe. And of course, I've been almost everywhere in the United States. I know it's a pretty huge country, but I did travel a lot. I loved going on road trips because the United States is very, very comfortable for driving. And if you have a cool car and you like to explore, United States is perfect for that. Whereas in Europe, it's a little bit more convenient to explore on foot or by using public transportation. That is one of the biggest differences between the United States and Europe. Of course, every city is different, every country is different. There are some cities in the United States where you can comfortably walk and use public transportation, but still, it's not as common as in Europe. I don't think I've ever seen any city in Europe that was truly uncomfortable for pedestrians. But I've seen plenty of cities in the United States that are truly uncomfortable for pedestrians. So right now we are looking at the Lancaster Square station, I do apologize if I don't pronounce the names correctly. I'm not from here and I'm just here for a couple of weeks, so I don't always know how to pronounce it correctly. And it's impossible to learn all the names, all the titles of every single place that you visit when you travel. So I hope this part can be forgiven. And right now we're gonna make a left into Chinatown. It is a pretty big Chinatown with lots of different stores, restaurants, shops, bakeries. And if you've ever been to Asia, you would know that Asian Chinatowns are better. Basically, the whole Asia is like Chinatown, and it's way better. The choices are much more diverse, and the food quality is better, and the prices are much lower, and the atmosphere, the environment is much better. But still, it's nice to have these little neighborhoods in cities like London, and many other cities have neighborhoods that are called Chinatown, and they are all kind of similar. Some of them are a little bit more basic, and some of them are nicer. This, I would say, is definitely the nicer one. One of my favorite Chinatowns in the United States is probably the one in San Francisco. I really like that part of town. It does close a little bit early. Like, I remember being there like at 6 p.m. and everything was closing down multiple times. I've been to San Francisco maybe 12 times, and every time I have to keep reminding myself that if I want to go to Chinatown, I gotta go there before it's too late. Whereas in actual China, Korea, Taiwan, Japan, everything is open until late at night. You can go out at 10 p.m., at midnight, at 8 p.m., and still you will see lots of people in the street hanging out, doing things, and stores being open. I don't know why it's not like that in San Francisco. Also, another pretty cool Chinatown that comes to mind is the one in Flushing, New York. It's not called Chinatown, it's called Flushing. It's by the Flushing subway station in New York, and that feels pretty cool also. It's very, very crowded, lots of shops and lots of real Chinese and Asian people living there. It's better than the Chinatown in Manhattan. I think the Chinatown in Manhattan is very, I don't even know what the right word is. I feel like something is missing over there. But I don't feel that anything is missing over here. My partner happens to be Asian. Let me ask her what she thinks. Do you feel that anything is missing here, or do you feel like it's a complete Chinatown? She says she's Taiwanese, she's not Chinese, which is a good point. But in general, as a Taiwanese, what do you feel here?
Totally different.
Totally different. So you prefer Taiwan?
Yeah. Here, but they try to mimic stuff.
They try to mimic it, but it's not the same.
I think here maybe it's more like Hong Kong, China. It's not like China. Like Taiwanese stuff.
I see. She feels here it's more, maybe it's more like Hong Kong or China, but it's not really Taiwanese style. And I've been to all these places, and I think Hong Kong is also different. I feel like it's a Western style Chinatown.
Yeah.
Do you remember we went to Chinatown in San Francisco? It's a little bit similar, right? Yeah. But still, these lanterns look cool. My partner is not a big fan of lanterns, but I think they look cool. I like it. I hope she doesn't get mad at me. But lanterns, they are Chinese or Taiwanese?
We are from Lantern Festival, so I don't know.
From Lantern Festival. I remember Lantern Festival in Taiwan. It was so awesome. Awesome double-decker bus passing by.
Oh, you can eat.
We're just gonna take a little look at this street, film this bus, and then make a turn. What kind of bus design do you prefer? The first one or the second one? There are so many different bus models operating in London. I feel that I don't know how I can figure out how many of them are here. The one behind is the new Routemaster, I believe. The one in front is Volvo. But I've seen some old Routemasters, I've seen some old Volvos, and also I've seen a bunch of other brands and models. Wow! That is a pretty cool sound for a bus. Did you hear that sound? So can you guys believe that we are in London right now? In general, London is a very vibrant city. There are lots of different neighborhoods and different areas, and each area is unique in its own way. There's definitely a lot to explore, and I definitely recommend staying as long as possible. I'm so glad I'm here for a couple of weeks and not for a couple of days. And as you may or may not know, London also offers a lot of free museums. And those museums are huge, kind of like in Washington, D.C. And they have a lot to offer, and depending on your interests, you might end up spending half a day or a whole day in one single museum. And there's a lot of them. And there are a lot of cool neighborhoods like this one. And there is so much more to do, like theaters and plays and parks and restaurants. And I just feel like this is the place where you get to enjoy your life to its fullest. Highly recommend London. Now we're gonna keep going. Definitely not a fan of that music. This is the first time I heard bad music in London in 3 days. In the United States, I hear bad music every day, multiple times. But here is the first time in 3 days. Check out this good-looking street. Look at how many people are hanging out here and how beautiful the architecture is. I'm so impressed. Wow. Okay, I see that it's the pedicabs that like to play this kind of music. By the way, I used to be a pedicab driver back in the day. Believe it or not, that was one of my first jobs in the United States. You have to find passengers by yourself, and you have to negotiate the price. And if there are a lot of pedicabs around, that like there used to be back in the day in San Diego, it was almost impossible to find customers. And I had to pay for renting the pedicab, and most of the time I was spending more money than making. And that was a very, very tough period of my life. But it's almost the same as doing what I'm doing with these YouTube videos, with this Transit Nomad channel, because I get to, let's go this way now, because I get to spend a lot of time, a lot of money on equipment and filming and putting it all together. And so far I haven't made much money doing this at all. So if you guys want to help me out, I'd be very grateful. It's very easy to do so. All you have to do is just go to buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or click on the link in the video description below. And this is where you can also find lots of exclusive content on many different cities across the globe, my secret tips, PDF guides, and the option to request a custom video on any topic that matters to you. And we're gonna continue walking through London. Now we are out of Chinatown. We are back at Lancaster Square and making our way towards the National Art Gallery and the square in that area. I keep forgetting what it's called, and I may have pronounced it incorrectly in the beginning of the video. I do apologize once again, but at least we can check it out. And you can easily reach it from Lancaster Square. It's just a short walk away, and it's not just any walk, it's a beautiful scenic walk. Check out these beautiful buildings. Wow. This architecture is so impressive. Maybe for people who live in Europe, it's nothing special, but I'm coming from San Diego, and we don't have a lot of buildings like this. So please forgive me, but I cannot help it, but my mouse keeps dropping. It's so beautiful. Wow. And every building is unique in its own way. And all these fountains and monuments and trees. Wow.
Ah, sí, pasamos allí. ¿También entraron? No, no, igual la electricidad. Ese deporte que
Let's take a look at this monument. Henry Irving. I haven't heard of this actor before, but I'm pretty sure he's good at it. And only a few steps away you can already see another monument.
Вот это селфи.
I heard people talking in other languages, and I don't understand most of the languages, but I just heard somebody being very impressed with my selfie stick. They said it in Russian, and they were like, "Whoa, look at this dude." he took it to another level. You can't see it because I'm using it for filming right now, but I actually made it myself using a bunch of different camera rigs and stabilizers and gimbals. I put it all together because the selfie camera on this phone, it does not get wide enough, and if I'm holding my phone just like with my hand, it's going to be like this, which is ridiculous. So I want to make it further away so that you can see a little bit of what's going on in the back, not just my face. So I had to come up with this design while also making the video stable, not shaky, so that it's actually pleasant and smooth and enjoyable to watch. How about this architecture? Wow. From Adam Martini, something Italian, I think. Might be wrong. I have no idea. But it does look a little bit Roman style. I was in Rome a few months ago. Definitely a very beautiful city, but no toilets, no restrooms, no free water, and it feels like they're just trying to rip tourists off right and left. Even the bus fare, I paid my fare, but they tried to get me to pay a fine. They said my card did not work or something like that, which was complete. It was a complete lie because they had other fare inspectors checking my card like 5 or 10 minutes ago, and it was fine. And then other inspectors showed up, and they were so aggressive and so mean in Rome. They said I did not pay my fare, and I was with my mom actually. We were exploring Rome together, and she paid her fare and I paid my fare. We paid it at the same time, and they were trying to rip us off, only one of us. But this is that other square that I was talking about. I do apologize for not remembering the name, but it's full of buses, full of city life. Very beautiful monument, and the moment too, very beautiful moment too, not just the monument. It's very impressive to see how many double-decker buses London has to offer. Almost every street we go to, I see lots of buses passing by, and they just keep going and going and going. As a transit lover, this feels like transit paradise. Especially if you like double-decker buses, bright red color, cool design, and whether you are in the bus or outside of the bus, it feels so cool to be next to it. But also being on the bus, it's really special experience, especially if you get those seats in the front on the second floor. Everybody likes to sit there, so it's not always possible, but if you do get those seats, it's amazing. Enjoying the city views from that upper deck. You can see there are free shows going on.
Right, so without further ado, and we're going to start with a cover.
And this is the National Gallery of Art. I went there earlier today. Lots of different art pieces. Very, very beautiful. If you are an art lover, this would be one of the best destinations in the world. My partner is an art lover, and she was crazy about it. She didn't want to leave, but it's also really tiring because of such a great number of different kinds of pieces. And if you are like a real admirer of art, it takes time to look at each piece. It's not just like walking and passing by. You have to take a look at it, think about it, digest it, and that takes time. So we couldn't finish the whole gallery. Maybe we'll come back another time. And because it took so long, I was just sitting there and working on my thumbnails, because that was my only chance to do that. Multitasking. So beautiful, this neighborhood. And I'm usually pretty quick when I travel. I like to cover a lot of different places in a short amount of time, and this particular trip in London, it's really hard to leave. I mean, yeah, I was here earlier this morning, but I felt like I want to come back here again and just make like a couple of circles, check it out from different angles, maybe have a little picnic, drink something, eat something, have a little conversation. It's just such a cool area to explore. And London is full of places like this. Charles James Napier with a sword in his hand. Of course, it's hard to know everybody, but at least we can admire the architecture. What's that? Yeah, maybe we should take a look, get closer to it. You can see the scale of this building, how large it is. And if you look at it in person, it's really jaw-dropping. Also, look at these lions. Wow. Wow. In this case, I don't even know what to say. It's just so beautiful. No additional comments required. Except from you guys. Feel free to leave your comments and share your thoughts, or feedback, or suggestions. I'm always open to learning and improving.
Tiny flip over, you can come down. Flip backwards.
So did you see any explanation of this monument? If we didn't see it, no? Okay, let's take a look. Maybe it's on that side. Yep. These days everybody will look at their smartphones, but me and my partner, we are a little bit old school. We don't want to keep checking our phones the whole time. We want to just be in the moment and feel the atmosphere without have to keep checking something on our phones. So we just like to wander around like this. I'm very lucky to have a partner who is cool with that.
You like the bathroom pattern?
Okay, we found it. Wow, that's a lot of information. Okay, it's called Trafalgar Square, I think. And this is Nelson's Column. No, this is not Nelson's Column. That was the other one we were looking at. This one should be like the tallest one, like a tall tower.
Because the lion is.
Yeah, they have an explanation for the lions, for the monuments. Maybe it's this, no?
No, that
No.
is like a sculpture.
Oh, but we don't see what's on top because it's so tall. So it could be Nelson, but I don't know. Can you guys take a look and tell me, is that Nelson or what is that on the top? Who is that on the top? From here, it's hard to tell.
But that one is.
But that guy looks like Nelson.
No,
Oh,
that one has
that one is somebody else. Okay, anyway. We don't necessarily have to know. We are just curious. If we know, good. If we don't know, no problem. Okay, yeah, so most likely this is Nelson's Column. We just don't, they only show the top here. And we don't see the top from here. So that's why we got confused. By the way, if you don't want to get confused, I do recommend considering my trip planning, life coaching, and business consulting services, because I have a lot of experience over the years building multiple businesses from scratch that actually do make money, and also traveling and exploring the world. And I can save you lots of time and money with tips, suggestions, maybe help you with the strategy, come up with a good plan. Definitely I'm happy to help you out with that. If you want to reach out, you can do so through buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or using the link in the video description below. It doesn't matter where you're from or who you are, what stage of your life you're at. I'm always happy to help. I worked with a lot of people. I've helped some of my friends start their businesses, and then I helped strangers start their businesses, and I started my own businesses too. I'm not like a teacher who teaches theory. I have more practical experience. And that's why I can travel right now. It's a weekday, people are working, and I'm just hanging out, exploring the streets of London. And I do that a lot in many different cities because I work remotely, and it gives me plenty of time to explore and do other things. If you're interested in this kind of nomadic lifestyle, I can definitely help you achieve it. Or if you're not sure where to go, you want to start traveling, I can definitely point you in the right direction. Maybe you want to start dating, finding a partner. Maybe you want to start a new business. Maybe you want to find a stable job. Whatever your plans are, feel free to share it with me, and I'd be happy to give you my input. If I ever have time in the future and I have an opportunity to do so, I would like to be a bus driver or a tram driver. I actually looked into it, but it seems like you have to wake up really early. Look at this classic bus, the classic Roadmaster. They don't have these on regular city lines, but they do have a lot of tours, and you can book this kind of bus, and it comes with a meal or tea, and you can explore the city. It is pretty expensive. We did ask yesterday, it was around £50 per person. And I'm gonna go to a transit museum with vintage transit rides, so I don't think I need to do that twice. I can just do it in the transit museum. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a fun experience. I'll be sharing a video from the transit museum when I go there. Oh yeah, so I was talking about being a bus driver. I do have a couple of friends who are bus drivers, and they are also transit enthusiasts, so I can see how lucky they are, and definitely they enjoy it a lot, but also it comes with a lot of drawbacks, like you have to wake up early or go to bed late. You don't have like a stable schedule. Sometimes you have to take too much time off or work too much, and sometimes it changes. It's and if you are a beginner, if you are new, they give you bad shifts, and if you have experience, then they give you better shifts, but it takes many years to get to that point, to have that kind of experience, that kind of level. So it's definitely something that kind of turned me off, because I just wanted to like maybe do it like a few times per week, like maybe 4 hours or something like that, like maybe a couple of times per week, but they don't have that option. And also they told me I'd have to like be there at 5 a.m. in the morning or something. That did not sound like fun. So I decided to just ride buses as much as I want for fun and enjoy it, pay my fare instead of being paid, but I do get paid from my other businesses, so it's all good. I believe we are heading towards the Westminster area, and I believe that should be another video because it is a huge neighborhood. So on this note, I think it might be a good time to thank you guys for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing and being a part of the Transit Nomad family. I do appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks again. Bye-bye.